gentlemen, and welcome back to Humanity Never Dies. In the last episode, the team was sent off to protect a data device from Advent. With scouting done by Floyd, the rest of the team was able to annihilate the alien and come out on top despite the high number of enemies. Once back at the Avenger, we completed a few projects, ultimately leading to the third and final stronghold, the Assassin. Once again, we flawlessly cleared the rooms leading to the Ascension Chamber, and once in the grips of the Assassin, we successfully defeated her, putting away the threat of the Chosen for good. Now, all that is left is Avatar.
Now that I have felt the unfettered power of the psionic weave, I cannot help but see how easily it can go wrong, and how easy it would be for me to abuse it. Despite this, it's given me the resolve to continue to use it for the benefit of humankind. Vivian Dasso was always regarded highly by Dr. Barnes. As the first human psionic, as well as the hero of humankind, she paved the way for me to become what I am today, and I vow to use my power to teach the next generation of human psionics. You can count on me, Commander. With the Chosen gone, I will be at your side to the end.
Now return to the Avenger with no more Chosens to worry about. We can just focus on the Avatar project, which is actually starting to reach the end of its barrier and start the countdown again. So that's something to be concerned about, although the way things are going, we've got all that we need to really go and attack the Avatar, or the end of missions. We've still got a few story missions to go first, though. Completely get our supply drop. We've currently got almost 400 supplies, which is insane considering how we started off with, well, about halfway through the series, things were going a bit pear-shaped. So it's nice to know that we've got tons of money now, and everything that we've got and upgraded towards has really been great. We complete our sonic training with Engen. He's only got stasis shield left, which is nice, yes. I mean, it's the only thing left, so it's not bad. That's just to cast stasis on allies to protect them from potentially dying, which is great. Avatar project goes up by 1. They are again very close to completing that. And then luckily our covert action reduces by 2, so that's good. Very good choice there with Toshiba and Mises completing that. So don't really have a lot of things that we can choose to do at this point. We're gonna, like, Intel's probably a good one. Bond is kind of good, mostly actually because there's a promotion on the second individual. So we're going to do that definitely. We just need to figure out who we want to put on. And also it can create a bond. So Grey obviously doesn't have a bond mate at the moment, nor does Murtarel. So put them together will not only ensure that Murtarel becomes a major, but also bond those two together, which will be really nice because they're two people that we definitely want bonded. As well as being as high level as possible. Very close to getting our... Oh, well, we were about to get something, but instead we got a mission from the commander. Not the commander, from the councillor, but we choose to ignore it. And instead get the digital network construction. And now we can go and get the assassin weapons, which are incredibly strong. And we are definitely going to be using them this episode. We get some more Talon rounds, which is always good. The council mission has expired, which we don't really care at this point. Assassin weapons finally researched. This gives us attack the Katana and the Asherai, which are two incredibly strong weapons. Absolutely incredibly strong weapons. So you're going to see that. And Engen gets his final training. I think that's everything. Yep, so he's completely trained and everyone's happy. So now we're going to get rid of his negative trait, which is also very important to do. I can't remember what negative trait, I think it's like fear of vipers or something, but something tiny. That having been on its way, we then try and make contact with New Indonesia, but we don't actually have enough intel. We're missing 1 intel. So what we could do is build up some towers. Instead I misclick and go to this one, which is not what I want to do, although that does allow us to gain intel. But what we want to do is build up a comms tower so that our step onto New Indonesia would be cheaper. Covert op completed, so we got a promotion with Murtarel as well as the bonds being created. We can just look to do something. Manufacture upgrade's not a bad one. Get a superior weapon upgrade, it's pretty good. +1 health as well for a sergeant. Get Chen and Floyd on, but maybe not. We kind of need Floyd in case of. So go Mises and probably Toshiba. There we go. As well as some supplies to negate any wounds happening, and that begins that covert operation. Then we're going to bond Motorel and Grey, whilst also promoting them. Going to give him Guardian's really good, and that's what we're going to go for. Ever Vigilance is slightly better, but I think because I've already got quite a lot of that happening, I don't think it matters too much. But Guardian's really fun. The fact that you get an additional potential to Overwatch is always good. So we can continue to build our radio relay, get a facility in New Arctic, which increases it by 2. So we are still quite close. Get Acid Bomb, which is a fun grenade to have. And we get some Guerrilla Ops, which you can't really ignore, so we are going to have to do this mission here. We've got potential for scientists or some intel, which I think is what we're going to go for, mostly because intel. But the dark events kind of meh. Poisonous rounds or chrysalids. I know which I would prefer to go against. Yeah, boy. Alright, I don't know why I said it that way. But yeah, so that's what we're going to go for. We're going to try and counter some chrysalids and go for this operation here. So we're going to be taking a mix of a team. We're going to be taking Chen, Ahmed, Fuentes, White Fang and Floyd on this mission. Hopefully we can defeat the alien there.
The target. Metis 1-5. The communications relay is up ahead. Move in and destroy the target.
So this mission, there's a communication relay which we need to go and destroy, and there's quite a lengthy process to go to. I can actually tell you that this map is from the Legacy pack, because I've played it before, although in the Legacy mission you go from right to left rather than what we're doing now, which is left to right. Regardless, we're going to be using Ahmed's race suit to grapple up to this container that seems to have been absolutely destroyed at some point, and that allows us to go pretty high up and get a very nice view on the rest of the map. Chen's going to go up and around over there. Floyd is going to rush around the entire flank, which is a perfect place for him to go. It gives him a nice height advantage as well as keen vision upon the rest of the area. Fuentes is going to be taking the slightly high but not as high as Floyd area. White is going to also be joining Fuentes in that location, which leaves us only Fang, who I believe is going to go on the left hand side next to Chen. She's also wearing the Icarus armor, which we saw briefly in the last episode, but I feel like we're going to be seeing it much better utilized this mission. So Ahmed moves first, but we're just going to forego that and instead go for Floyd, who is going to scout as far as he can. Not spot anyone at all. There's a lot of open ground between those two buildings, so he's just going to rush up to the boxes. Still not spotted anyone, although there are some civilians just sort of hanging out up there. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing up there, civilians, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. In this case, literally whatever floats your boat, because we're at a docking area of some sort. White's going to move up, get himself into cover. We do finally spot some enemies. It looks like a bunch of sectoids, though I wasn't quite sure if that's all that there is over there. Luckily we are in complete concealment, so we can move Fang really far ahead to see if she can spot any of the enemies. She spots a Spectre and a Viper. Viper very important because that will allow us to get another nano medkit. I'm going to go into a watch with Chen and with Ahmed. So that having been done, alien activity is pretty normal for a concealed party, with them just moving around on a patrol route and us not doing much more. So that having been done, we now got the choice to do a lot of actions. Probably the best thing to do would be to move Floyd away, but White is going to move up first, go into Overwatch. Chen has a blaster bomb. I don't think I'm going to be using it in this instance. Floyd's going to move all the way around. He's going to move on top of the billboard. I love this billboard. It's so fun of a location to get at. You just go up and then you spot all the enemies. Although in this case there's not any more enemies. Looks like 2 sectors, and it might be a Spectre down there as well by the look of the health bars. Fuentes is going to move around the side. It's possible that we're going to wait an additional turn before declaring the attack. Yes, definitely is. Got a proximity mine, which we're going to be sending out. So we're going to throw that off. And luckily, I was so scared then that that was going to actually make us locate, like, actually cause us to be unconcealed. But hey, big explosion happens. That reveals us. Get a shot. Ahmed is actually using the hunter's rifle, and you'll see why it's amazing. At the moment, you've only seen her just shoot once, but that's fine. But you'll see why it's amazing. Got a bunch of overwatches that are happening with quite a bit of damage being done all over the place. I think the Viper actually got killed by Ahmed. Our 2 heavies firing at the Spectre, doing a bit of damage. Proximity mine obviously having done quite a bit of damage as well to the Spectre. Wow, that Viper is not in a great position right now. Died in a comedic area. So now that it's our turn, we can see. So Ahmed's going to move around. 100% chance to hit, doing 9 to 11 damage. Going to go for the sectoid instead, which is probably a very good idea. Hitting for 10, just enough to kill it, I believe. And that's a death from above, so she gets to fire again because the Hunter's sniper is a 1-action gun. That's how incredible it is. It's basically the pistol. Get a bunch of free reloads. It's only got 3 shots, but those 3 shots are insane. You can move and then shoot this weapon. You can shoot this weapon several times because you get free action from death from above. It's just an incredible weapon. I absolutely adore it, and that's why I love killing the hunter first. We've got a rend attack against the Spectre, which is exactly what we're going to be doing with Fuentes. That will also give us the ability to either use momentum or parry. In this case, we're probably going to go for parry. Go up another focus with that. There is a bunch of focus lying on the ground, which we could technically go for, and we do go for, so that's not a bad move. So there we go. Let's have another focus up. I think that puts us up to 2. 53% chance to hit with white, but instead what we're going to do with the Spectre is we're going to flank it around with Fang, who is using the Assassin's shotgun, absolutely decimating it with 16 on the Talon rounds. So, we've completely defeated those 5 enemies in effectively 1 turn, with Chen shuffling a little bit, and now we can get up with Floyd, who can scout out to see where the rest of the enemies are as we approach the data transfer device. Spot a Advent mech as well as 2 Advent troopers, well, 1 trooper and a Lancer. Civilians dodge out of the way, and White dashes up to cover. So everything's going pretty well at the moment. We're then going to move up, and what's great is that Ahmed has a sniper rifle, which means that she can just shoot at the mech. She's going to go for the Lancer because the mech has armor. Shooting and dealing 9 damage. Pretty good. And that activates those enemies. They're going to move up and allow us to then get into position to start shooting them down. So White's going to move up to the side. He's got a good position up at the mech, I believe. Although there's also the Plasma Blaster. Plasma Blaster, very underwhelming as I saw that, because it is just a line attack. I don't know whether or not that's worth it. Instead he's just going to go for, yeah, normal blue screen round shot. Doing effectively 14 points of damage on that mech, leaving it on a very low amount of health. Got a run and gun, but there's no point when we can Icarus jump to anywhere on the battlefield. So Fang's going to Icarus jump up near the cover. She's actually going to go and attack this trooper because the stun lancer is up above, and I don't particularly want to activate any more enemies if there are any more. Get a nice flanking shot there on the trooper, 100% chance to hit, instantly decimating him with a 16 critical damage shot. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, you can see at this point, compared to how we started this whole campaign, we are at a position now where we are just ridiculously owning all of these enemies. Got a potential to sting, which is probably what we should be doing at the heavy mech. Guaranteed kill for guaranteed stealth. Killing the mech and leaving only the stun lancer alive. Still got Fuentes around, he can't slice. What I should probably have done is done sting on the stun lancer and then used my cannon rolled, I guess, and used my rend on the mech, but I didn't do that because I'm an idiot. So just going to go on pistol Overwatch, with Chen also going on Overwatch. Stun Lancer coming down, getting shot at by Fuentes, but no damage done. We do have a Blade Storm with Fuentes, however, which does kill the Stun Lancer in a beautiful death animation again. And another focus gained there, so bit of a silly move for the Stun Lancer, if I'm honest. We've only got 2 turns before the data transfer is complete, so what we can do now is move over with Floyd, who is going to look to locate the area. It's going to see if there are any enemies around also. It doesn't appear to be. We've only got 2 turns ready to take it down. Front is also going to be dashing up to that area. He's completely focused up, as you can see where the lightning flashes. Ahmed's just hanging out really far from everything. It's great. We've also got the potential, and that's, I think, what we're going to do is we're going to send a blaster bomb up there to destroy this building. So in destroying all the walls and stuff, that opens it up for us to shoot at with every other thing. That was a weird facial expression from Chen there. So blaster bomb makes its very slow way around to destroy this area, dealing damage to the device. Ahmed does then need to move up at some point, so what she's going to do is going to jump down and move up. I'm going to see if she can grapple as well from where she is there. It looks like she can grapple up to here. It's not a bad move. She can then also get up to the billboard most probably from where she is. Oh no, she could just shoot it from there because of course she can. So shoots it, destroys it, which then focuses on a reinforcement from the enemy. So we're just going to move the rest of our troops around to prepare for that, moving White around to that, dashing up to that wall, being prepared for the enemy to come. And then we've got Fang just out in the open, who's just going to go behind the table there and get ourselves into Overwatch. Then the reinforcements come down. I wonder what kind of reinforcements those will be. Probably nothing amazing. I see a shield bearer. Shield bearer mech and another stun lancer. Nothing too fancy and nothing too dangerous either. Well, I mean they are if they're left alone, but all of our guys are ready to take them out, so should be easy enough. Mech probably going to go into Overwatch. That's a annoying miss there from Fang. Oops. That's all of their activity done with. A loot expiry, sad times for all. Several loot expiries. All of these corpses are pretty corpsed up by those things. Another free reload from Ahmed. Then has a shot, 2 shots indeed. One at the mech, which is exactly what we're going to go for to remove his Overwatch. Dealing critical damage on him, although he still does have his armor, so it doesn't deal full damage. Fang having the ability to slash. She's got the katana, which is insane. So the katana... Oh, and she actually activates more enemies, which is the bad part of what she just did there. The katana ignores armor completely, which is great. So it's an armor-piercing blade, which does something like 11 to 13 damage, or 9 to 12 damage, something like that. Ignores armor and has a high critical chance, so very strong. Floyd can go around. He's got the potential to do a shrapnel claymore, which is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to move it up to a position where he can actually get as many of them as possible, although it looks like it's just going to be 2 individuals. So he's going to go for the gatekeeper and the mech. Probably should have gone for the shield bearer instead, and then he's just going to fire it. Guaranteed to stay in stealth at that point. Shoots it off, kills the mech. Probably actually a good idea to kill the mech with that claymore. Got a rend attack. Probably should go for shield bearer. There's also this lancer, and if he does that, it will also hit the gatekeeper, so it's a good thing to do. Slashing it up, and then he's gonna go into parry. White doesn't really have too much of a position, so he's going to move up into a position where he then can see the enemy. Got 75% chance. He's also got the plasma blaster, which is just... oh, it's so bad. So he's just going to go for a strike at the Elite Lancer, dealing a critical 11 as well as shredding his armor. So that's pretty good, leaving them on 1. So there's a bunch of enemies still around, not quite as good. Blade Storm, however, was allowed for us by the Gatekeeper, who moves up. We do a lot of damage to him as well with that. Having full focus is pretty strong. And then we've got a... well, looks like the AI wanted to do a gateway. Is he going to do a gateway? No, he's just going to do a melee attack, although it is parried, which is wonderful. We get a shield happening by the shield bearer. And the Stun Lancer gets Blade Stormed, killing him due to the incredible power of that. Stun Lancer there is going to go for white. Hits for white for quite a significant amount of damage, 9 damage in total, and then the car explodes, dealing damage to... I believe that dealt damage to Fuentes. Ahmed's going to shoot and kill the Stun Lancer. Beautiful shot. Leaving white completely fine, although he is, I say completely fine, he is sadly disorientated, so he's not going to be doing a whole lot of stuff. 75% chance to hit the Elite Shield Bearer. Hits and deals a lot of damage with a lot of numbers coming up there with the shield armor and then his actual health, so all a bunch of fun. Chen's going to have to dash up because he doesn't have vision on anyone. And then that leaves Floyd, who has a 100% chance to hit and probably kill the shield bearer. Does manage to kill him. Probably due to blood trail. Doesn't get spotted because he killed him. So it's all going well. Oh, Fontes didn't lose any hit points actually, so it's all pretty good. Going to shoot and hit the Gatekeeper, which is going to do damage to him, however, when it explodes. There we go. There's the damage. And that actually completes the mission.
Report from Operation Hammer Wheel has just come in. I heard from Major Fang that they had no problems with the mission. Apparently the armour which the engineers put together out of the Archon King was a perfect addition to the mobility of the Rangers. We could also consider it for the sharpshooters, but I would recommend additional testing with McEwen first.
Returning to the Avenger with all of our guys intact, although slightly injured for White and Fuentes. No promotions, but a lot of kills across the board. It's going pretty well so far. Surprised Floyd has 31 kills actually, considering we've been using him a lot for just scouting around, although I guess the kills do count for the loss that we've been killing with them. Instantly create a nano medkit, because we definitely need an additional one just in case. Everything's going well so far. So now we can move on and continue our day-to-day activities, which include apparently a facility lead, whilst also being very close to the Advent Avatar project being completed, which is scary. We are, however, going to continue building up our radio relay so that we can get to Indonesia. It actually looks like the Avatar project has been initiated with the facilities. We've got 9 days. New Australia has now got a radio relay. It costs 40 intel to get us to that area, which is fine. We get that then with Indonesia. That's a 4-lot thing. But we also want to get the codex location, so I go for South Africa as well. So we spent a bunch of intel and we're actually going to go straight in to do this mission, thinking that once this mission is complete that will reduce the Avatar project. So that's exactly what we're going to go and do. Very quickly going into the next mission. Going to be taking our A team for this, taking Farlago, Kilby, Lau, McEwen, Grey and Motorel, with Grey and Motorel replacing Engen and Vemo. God, that took a while for me to remember what his name was, mostly because Engen is still going through his training. We drop down in some sort of forested area, along with the team, with Kilby wearing the Icarus armor. Big old A-team showing up. Mission for this is to track the Codex's point of origin. Gonna see where we need to go and do all that fun stuff. Moving up and try and figure out exactly where we need to go. It's a bit sparkly, there's a bit of blueness around. There's a nice elevated position there, which is definitely somewhere we want to go. We're also concealed, so it's a lot of cool stuff. Just having a look, no real enemies around, but we're going to start off with a good old grapple up with McEwen. Maybe? maybe not. No, it looks like we're going to walk up to the edge of our movement. Actually, straight away see some hostiles. We can see that there is a mech. I think that was a mech, an Archon, and someone else. Looks like McEwen's just going to go up into cover. We're probably going to move up first and get ourselves into as much cover as we can before initiating combat. Hopefully we don't get spotted with our movements as we do so. I think we should be fine overall though. Moving Fire Logo to the left hand side behind a thick tree. Moving Motorel a bit further back. Oh, it's kind of awkward. There is cover a bit everywhere, but not, like, our positioning's a bit off really. Now moving closer up to McEwen, just going to go in for the flanking area, leaving only Kilby left, who is going to go as close as possible towards the tree. And the enemy's going to move around, with the Archon moving up into the riverbed, and the rest of them following suit. See that there are some chrysalids, they are burrowing. With one and a second one, so quite a few chrysalids on this map. Seems to be a trio. Oh, okay, a quartet apparently. Oh no, there's 5 of them. I don't know what the word for 5 is. Oh, there's a sex trio. A sex trio. That sounds like Doug trio, but weird. Moving swiftly on. Let's move on. We've got quite a few things that we can do with all of our team. They've moved themselves up into a position which is nice to be able to flank and just get general shots in the area. Grey has the legacy shotgun, and I've given the Shari to Kilby for this battle. I feel like he can use it better, especially with the Icarus armor. It gives him so much mobility in general, and it's a good idea to do that. Going to send a general plasma grenade up to initiate the combat. I've not used Overwatch on either McEwen or Kilby. You can actually see just briefly there was a gateway, and that's our target. Effectively is a gateway that we need to get to. Now I've been struck up. The enemy's armor completely stripped down. We can shoot and we get a bunch of Overwatches happening. A lot of them being misses. Let's say that. Yeah, 2 misses with Fire Logo hitting home. Got an Overwatch from. Oh yeah. Oh no, we don't have a panic done yet because obviously Kilby's not spotted yet. I can't remember what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. That guy's dead. Mech down. Kilby's around. It's going to just put a shot in. 100% chance to do so. Killing the Archon straight up. 15%. 15%? 15 damage done. 15%? What am I on about? 100% chance to hit the shield bearer, which is just going to kill him outright. Boom. Done. 10 damage done. Death from above. Can just chill out. Go into Overwatch. Nicely done. Very, very good so far. No damage taken. Very flawless. Now we can move up and get ourselves some of that loot. Got to be careful. We've seen that there are chrysalids around. So we're just going to run and gun with Kilby. Going to move up, go into Overwatch. Actually do spot some enemies, which are 3 chrysalids. Amazing. So that's good. It means that we can shoot them with the rest of our dudes, because Kilby was the first one to move up. He's just going to take a shot at the one that's easier to kill. 90% chance, kills him outright. A successful move. Now we've got McEwen, who actually doesn't have sight on those, so she's going to have to go around, which is exactly what she's going to do, staying up in the air. Once again, what's amazing about this sniper rifle is that you can move and shoot with it, because it's ridiculous. Shoots and kills. Oh, actually doesn't kill. Very interesting, leaving it on 1 hit point only. Still does a significant amount of damage. Leaving him on 1 hit point in general is not always a bad point. 2 hit points actually. Wow, I'm very good at reading over large distances. That one also doesn't kill, but it's left them very vulnerable to a single grenade. Actually, Grey still has an action due to the hair trigger. Motorel able to, and necessary to reload with him. He's going to not do anything other than reload for now. Gonna have to sort out what we do at that point. 73% chance, is it worth it? That's the real question. It looks like I'm going to take it regardless. Missing, so not really worth doing. Don't actually want to leave those chrysalids alive, but we might have to if that's the kind of thing that we have to deal with. Got to run and gun with Fire Logo so that she can get into a good position so that she can strike at the chrysalid. She's going to run up near enough to Kilby, still in the riverbed. 100% chance to hit is exactly what's going to happen. Killing the chrysalid there, leaving only 1 alive. With Motorel having to go into Overwatch and Lau going into Overwatch also. And what's good is that if the Chrysalid moves forward, well, firstly he's going to get killed by the Overwatch, so it doesn't really matter. If the Chrysalid went up towards Kilby, Kilby would have got a Blade Storm attack, so regardless, there's always that possibility that Chrysalid would have died. So plans within plans. So we're going to move up with the rest of the team. I decide to move up with McEwen. I don't feel like she has enough range at that point to actually deal with anything, so she's just going to move up, going behind that area, and then we're going to move up with the rest of the crew as well, reloading where we need to, such as with Grey. She's going to go into dash up. Nope, going into Overwatch, probably a wise decision. Farlago is, however, going to move up. No enemies around though, so that's all good. With Motorel following suit, getting on top of our little island that we claimed for ourselves, which is also ridiculously square, which is very interesting. Going to move into the water with Lau at the end of our turn, waiting for the aliens to do any actions. We know there's a bunch of burrowing chrysalids, so we've got to be careful with that. Going to send Kilby up ahead, maybe in a flanking position. Or we're going to send Grey up. George, we're going to send Grey up so with a run and gun, cover as much distance as possible. See if there's any enemies up around. We do actually see one of the burrowing chrysalids. It's going to move up to Grey, who's then going to use her ionic axe. Sadly misses despite the Blade Storm, but luckily the chrysalid does miss, and it allows us to shoot at it with Grey, who slays it right ahead with that attack. So everything's going good in that sense. Next we're going to send Kilby up. Probably could run and gun. Oh, we don't have run and gun active anyway, so there's no chance of that. Instead we're just going to go into Overwatch, and then we're going to be sending McEwen up as well into Overwatch also. We can probably then move the rest of our team as far up as possible. Sadly, always happens in these riverbeds is that there's no cover for your half move, or your move up to blue, so very strange, very annoying. With Lau, she's just going to have to dash up. I feel like that's just the best thing to do, moving as far as she can up to the end there. Will that uncover a chrysalid? No, it will not. No other additional enemies sighted. Nope. So it looks good, so we can just move up. Kilby, there is a rock on the other side of the river that he can use, so he's going to go up. Spots a chrysalid moving up there. He's going to get his Blade Master attack as well. Blade Storm attack, I should say, which does actually hit for 11, ignoring the armor, of course, as he is using the katana. That having been done, they can go into Overwatch. We're going to not move McEwen up because that would be silly. Instead, moving Grey, who is then going to uncover one of the chrysalids, 2 chrysalids maybe. Kilby shoots and misses the chrysalid that just jumps over the shot, which was very interesting and cinematic. That's a really slow motion slow-mo. Luckily for Grey, she does hit the chrysalid. Unluckily, not enough damage is done, although once again the chrysalid does miss. We do see more chrysalids attacking us. In fact, there's a lot of them on this map by the looks of things. They're moving all the way up. And yeah, so what we're going to do with Grey is that we're going to shoot this one, killing him also. So moving up and killing chrysalids point blank, apparently, is the thing that we do. This would be a really good position to use that plasma blaster, which we didn't take with us, just because they're all in line. Instead, we're going to use Farlogo, who is more or less just as deadly, killing one of them straight up. Motorel then moving for an 88% chance to kill another with his bowcaster, shooting and absolutely destroying that one. Very good shot. Lau moving up then. She's got a shot also. 67%. It's not the best shot, but she's going to go for it regardless. More than enough for Lau to hit, leaving him on 2, which is a bit frustrating. And McEwen doesn't actually have a shot from where she is, but she could move over to the side, which would give her a shot. 100% chance because McEwen is ridiculous. Shooting and killing the chrysalid. With everything safe and sound, one of the chrysalids unburrows itself and then retreats. Probably a very wise decision considering how deadly we've been so far. Apparently it's retreated then decided against it, so wasted its whole turn doing that. So whatever floats your boat, I guess. We'll be moving into the side there. 86% chance to hit with the chrysalid, killing it outright. Actually gives it a free action also. He's just going to go straight into Overwatch. McEwen then going to go into a free reload as we move on with the rest of the team to see if there are any other chrysalids about, which of course there should be. None that Grey can spot, however. She's just going to go and reload. That ends her turn. Farlogo moving closely behind. She doesn't really need to reload, so we're just going to go into Overwatch. I know she is going to reload. Probably a wise decision in case something comes out of the gate, which we know is ahead. We're going to reload with Motorel, so we're just going to do a general reposition, relocate, and reload, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're not going to reload with Lau, though. There's no point. She's only used one shot. Another chrysalid shows up from its burrowing. Moves around, doesn't get spotted by any of our dudes to do a shot. Actually, that's a complete lie. Apparently, McEwen can see that and actually manages to shoot it, either killing it or leaving it on one. Yeah, leaving it on one. Now then going to kill it with the guaranteed kill there. Got another chrysalid going around the side over here. So we know there's one chrysalid around. We're going to move Kilby up. Spots two enemies, in fact. Spots the gateway. Through the gateway comes the gatekeeper. Yeah, that's why it's called the gatekeeper, because it guards the gateway. Oh, who would have thunk it? Not me. God, we've left this mission so late, it's unreal. Yes, gatekeeper comes straight towards us, which is probably not the best thing to do when you're the gatekeeper, because Lau is on the job with a 42% chance, changing to 100% with Halo Bullets, which completely destroys his armor, does a ton of damage, and also makes it easier for everyone to hit it with her hollow targeting, shooting it with Kilby, doing 14 damage overall. And then 100% chance to deal 1 damage, killing the gatekeeper outright in the first turn that it appeared. And that, my dear, is the A-team. And apparently also a misclick that makes McEwen just dash up to that area, so whatever. That's me, that's Rex level plays right there. So we've still got a chrysalid that we can kill up with Grey, who's going to shoot and not kill it. Sadly it dodges that hit, so unlucky us, I guess. Got a run and gun with Farlogo, who's going to go up to where Grey is to then get a shot down on that chrysalid. Hopefully we get to kill it with that 100%, thank God. So yeah, should be able to kill that pretty reasonably. That's actually all that she wrote for this mission. Mission complete, all done, everyone's happy. We did it, flawlessly in fact, I believe. So you can just look at the results screen as our operatives return successfully and proudly to the Avenger, having taken no damage and no casualties. Good old, big old green flawless mission right there. So yeah, that's that. We uncovered the gate, the psionic gate, as well as a bunch of abilities supplies for us to do, and that actually allows us to we need to upgrade the shadow chamber using the upgrade button, which obviously I'm an idiot, so I haven't done that. I'm currently, this is what I'm doing, I'm faffing around trying to figure out what I need to do and how do I do it. Oh, it looks like they've got a bond that we can upgrade, which is like we're going to do between Farlogo and Kilby, moving up to level 3. Got an idle staff in the side out, but that's not bad. So I've done a mistake there. With the Sonic Gate you have to upgrade the Shadow Chamber, which obviously I haven't done. We have actually reduced the Avatar Project by 1, which doesn't seem like a lot considering the fact that they are very close to completing that. Going to just spend the time installing a radio relay instead, and Engen, sorry, back to full fit health. We complete our Cova op after that. Everything's going fine and dandy. I just need to make sure that I upgrade the Shadow Chamber at some points. I obviously do at some points, but I think it might happen next episode rather than this one. Sending off our operatives on another Cova op for now. No negative traits at the moment. There's no need for a Scilab really. What am I doing? I'm just going to look at the other projects. Am I just faffing around? Oh no, you can upgrade other stuff.
Commander, we've pushed our current power systems to the limit.
Power systems to the limit? You can't do that.
We can't expand our facilities further.
Which means that we need to upgrade our power. Oof. Interesting. I don't think we have enough supplies to do it. Oh, we don't if we get a power conduit. Which is probably more than enough than what we need, but that's not what we're going to go for. Got a bunch of supplies that we could get. Ah, I love this area, this part where you're like, I've got loads of money but I don't have any money at the moment. Improve vector rifles, that's really good for Floyd. As we look around, we've got modular sniper rifles. I'm going to the shadow chamber to figure out what I need to do.
I'll see that work begins immediately, Commander.
But there's no one, because I need to complete all of the shadow projects, but what does that even mean? Oh wait, there's an upgrade button. Oh bollocks, I need 200 supplies. I've just spent it all on upgrading the resistance chamber for no reason. So yeah, I'm an idiot, but what's new? Avatar then completes again, so we've got 8 days before we can do it. We've successfully built the radio relay in South Africa. We've got a bunch of intel so we can get to East Africa. We're actually going to go to the black market to get ourselves some more supplies as the day counter continues to go down. We're going to have to do something, and what's basically we're going to have to do is a bunch of supplies there, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. But yeah, we're going to have to attack one of the facilities to really reduce it. Exactly what we're going to be doing. First though, very importantly, is we're going to upgrade the shadow chamber with the psionic gate, which actually completes automatically, although we need supplies now to actually do the research, because everything needs supplies and I'm just wasting them around. So black market can sell some of the inventory that we've collected over the time. We have a bunch of advanced autoloaders, which is a lot of money for us. Once again, superior is better than advanced, so that's what we're at the moment. That's exactly what we're going to be spending all of our dollar selling, because advanced is useless. It's a whole tier below and we don't really care. 174 of the supplies at the moment. Got a bunch of spectres that we can sell off as well. A bunch of priests and a bunch of archon. Got a hell of a lot of chrysalids that we can take out. Looks like we're not going to take out any of them for whatever reason. Got a few advanced scopes, going to get rid of all of them. Got an advanced repeater up there as well, which I've just completely... Got a superior head trigger, which obviously we don't want to get rid of. That should be enough supplies to then do that research, which you really badly need to do. And there we go, 8 days before we complete that. We've still got a bunch of supplies now, we've got way more supplies than we needed. And there in the new Arctic is a 4-block avatar project facility thing, which is where we're going to be taking our team, and we will do this next time. So we're going to be taking our Spark unit as well as Fang, Ahmed, Mises, Toshiba and Xiaolong. We'll see how they fare next time, and I hope that you will join me as we near the conclusion of Humanity Never Dies.
If you ask me, we've got them on the run. They didn't have anything guarding that gateway, only those scuttlers and a single gatekeeper. We've taken down all the Chosen, and that's all the Elders care to throw at us. Nah, they're scared. They know that we're on the way to take them out, and there's nothing that they can do out here on the field. So they've pulled back all their forces. The way things are going, I don't see that being enough to stop us.